Hi guys, it's me again. So I'm preparing a more complex video about theory of how to apply certain useful concepts to Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's not ready yet. So I'm going to just show you a bit what I'm into, and let's skip it. This time I decided to talk about the new structure deck, the Machina structure deck. Machiner's command structure deck because people is overlooking it. People is like, this is underwhelming, and that's totally not true. This is one of the better structure decks they have released. The problem with this structure deck is that it's going to need plenty of foreign cards, cards that are likely not in the structure deck, for it to operate on a level where you can compete in a tournament setting with it. But the deck is very good, so I'm gonna explain you why, just so you can understand how I do check cards and get to your own conclusions. But I can tell you that this cards are very good. So without further ado, let's go to the first card. It's a cover card, Machina Citadel. First thing I told you to look for, like in a previous video, check the attribute and the type before even checking anything else. It's an Earth Machine monster. From that point I know it has the Infinitra cards as support, and I know because basically the Harvester or the new Machine Tenki are basically allowing me to pull this card straight from my deck to my hand, right? Then I check the level. The level is 10. So that means that on top of being compatible with Infinity Tracks, it's compatible with Revolving Switchyard, which is an incredibly powerful call. It can not only search the Machina Citadel, it can net you a bunch of free advantage if you summon this guy, right? So then I check the attack and defense, it's whatever, I don't think I care. Then the first clause is cannot be normal summon set. Yeah, whatever. I don't think I'm going to be tribute summon for this card. It's not gonna happen, right? Then must be special summoned by a card effect. Okay, I don't even understand these restrictions, but it's whatever. Then it has two effects, right? The first effect is a quick effect. You can target one machine monster you control, destroy that machine monster and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to that monster, right? So what it basically does is Raigeki your opponent by choosing him or another machine monster you control. Basically is what it does. Then, if a face-up Earth machine monster you control, except Machina Citadel, is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Machina Citadel once per turn. So this basically, if they kill any of your monsters except for Machina Citadel, this guy is going to come back. So let's say you have one of these guys on the field, and another machine monster, and then one of these guys in the graveyard. So you're basically going to Raigeki your opponent and then get a free monster. That's really, really powerful. So, and probably you can tell me, yeah, it's hard to set up. Yeah, not really. It's really, really easy to set up Earth Machine Earth Machine decks, and I'm going to show you in a bit. So the next card is Machina Raider. I think the English name is Irradiator, but whatever. It's again Earth Machine. This time it's a level 10, so it really doesn't have that much usability for the Switchyard, but it's still compatible with the Infinitra cards, so that's good. Then we have like the attack and defense. It has 50 attack and 26 defense, so you're either basically going to link with this card or you are going to defend with this card. They don't want you attacking with this card. I mean, it's technically possible because we're going to read the other effect, but the attack points are not really high. So its role is not to be a beater, unlike the Machina Colonel, right? So the next thing, I checked the fact, is you can discard one other Machina monster. It's not a machine monster, it's a Machina monster, so it's archetypal support, right? A special summon this card from your hand. So basically, it sets up to dropping Colonel to the graveyard, right? If you open like this guy and Colonel, you can special summon this guy by discarding the Colonel. But if you have the Colonel in the graveyard, you already have you're already you're already set up for his other revival effect, right? Then, during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control, special summon one Machina monster from your deck with an equal or lower level than that monster, but with a different name. And if you do, destroy the target monster. You can only use each effect of Machina a rider once per turn. So basically, I can just, if I open two riders, I cannot summon both. Like I would likely love to discard one to summon the other. That's the best use there. The other thing is that basically, if you open Colonel, you discard the Colonel, summon this guy. Then in your opponent's turn, you are going to blow this guy away. Summon likely Machina Fortress or Mega Form, and then summon back the Colonel, and then the Colonel is going to destroy the opponent's card. So that's really powerful. Uh, and then we have Machina Irradiator. Ah, I got it wrong. The other is Air Rider and this one is Irradiator. Okay. This one reads, it's Earth, Machine, and 8 stars, right? 17 attack and 24 defense. So this card is not meant to be a beater, although it's a bit more powerful than the other one. You can discard one other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand. So same summoning condition. Then you can target one Machine monster you control, special summon one Machina monster from your graveyard with an equal or lower level to that monster with a different name, and if you do, destroy the target monster. You can only use each effect of Machina Irradiator once per turn. So basically it's the counterpart of the other guy. They both summon the same, but this guy summons from your graveyard and in your turn, and the other summons from your deck and in your opponent's turn. So there's a loop or a semi-play with this deck in particular. I'm going to show you in a bit. So basically you are meant to loop these cards with Megaform so you can keep destroying your opponent's cards every turn for free. I'm going to show you in a bit. So then we have Machina Reformation. It's activate one of these effects. Discard one card, add two Machina monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. Discard one Machina card, add two Machina cards with different names from your deck to your hand, except Machina Reformation. You can only activate one Machina Reformation per top. It's okay. I mean, it's not the greatest Rhoda clone. It's powerful because it can set up the a rider with colonel play, but I don't know, it's not the most powerful thing in the world. It's okay. It's okay. It's what the deck needed to, but I have seen better Rhoda clones. Then we have Machina Defense Region. While you control a level 7 or higher Machine monster, your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Machine monster you control with card effects. Also, your monsters cannot target them for attack. So if you're playing gadgets or whatever, for some reason, your opponent is not going to be able to attack those monsters. I don't know what's the point of this, but okay. If a face-up Machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one Machine monster in your graveyard added to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So basically what this card does is regroup your hand after each successful Colonel summon. I don't know, it looks on the same, it's the same type of card as Supply Squad. I would actually love more Supply Squad because it digs cards from my deck, but I don't know, this card's not that good, but okay, whatever. Then we have Machina Overdrive. Target one Machine monster you control, special summon one Machina monster with a different name from your hand or deck. And if you do, destroy the target monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 3 of your Machine monsters that I banish, or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck and draw one card. Wow, this card's really powerful. Like the first effect is totally underrated. I get this card is a trap card, the fall is slow, but this deck is an aggro deck, it's not really a combo deck, so that's acceptable here. And basically it reads target one Machine monster you control, so basically you can destroy a token or link monster or whatever, and then you're going to summon a Machina monster with a different name, namely Machina Colonel. So this basically is by losing one of your monsters in this card, you can Raigeki your opponent, and if you have banished Infinitrax or Machinas in your graveyard, you are going to recoup the cost. So it's basically a Raigeki that sets you up and replaces itself next turn. That's really good. I mean, this card, like the continuous spell card, this card's really good. So then we have Machina Possessed Rage. Okay, this guy's stuck. Machine and level 4. Wow, they nerfed this card because if you look closely, the rest of the archetype is Earth, so this card should be really good, or I would like to think so, because they went all out of their way to nerf it to dark. That it is a dark machine is a complete disadvantage because it cannot enjoy the support of the infinite track cards, which are critical for Machinas. So I don't know. Let's see what it has. If this card's normal special summon, you can target one Machina monster into your graveyard except Machina possessed rage. Special summon it in defense position, but it cannot activate its effect this turn. You can target one other Machina monster you control and one spell trap card your opponent controls, return them to your hand, and then you can only use each effect, right? Wow, this card is actually powerful because it's powerful. The problem with this card is going to be accessibility because it's only searchable by Machina Rota gear frame and the other Machina gear frame, which is not bad, but the main searchers here are either going to be Gear Gigan X or the Infinite Track cards. So has limited searchability, but imagine you have like Machina Colonel down in the graveyard, and then you special summon this guy with the effect of Platinum Gadget or normal summon this guy, then you bring back the Colonel, and then Revolving Switch Art is going to activate, and it's going to special summon Pegasus Railcar, and then Pegasus Railcar is going to revive another card. That's really insane. It's just off of one card. That's really, really powerful because you not only gain 4 monsters out of 1, you also gain a Raigeki, and then you also gain more monsters in your opponent's turns because of Switch Art. Wow, this card's good. The problem is the attribute, but it's good. And then we have Male Factors Command. Target one machine monster to control, equip one appropriate machine union monster from your hand or deck to that monster. But the union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate one Male Factors Command per turn. Wow, this card is basically Union support. I don't even know if it can benefit this deck so much because it only has like the Union monster that cannot that protects from targeting and destruction, which is fine I guess, but it's not the best thing ever. And the Peacekeeper, but Peacekeeper loses timing. Like if you use this card on Machina monster and then you equip Peacekeeper from the deck and then you use that Machina monster for the Link summon of Platinum Gadget, Peacekeeper is going to lose timing. So the narrow windows for activation of this card is when your Machina cards destroy themselves. So Peacekeeper is going to send itself to the graveyard to save your Machina. It's going to send you it's going to net you a search. It's okay for that deck. In particular, I could see this working better or way better in ABCs, especially with the new Union monster that we have. So without that takes up the review of the card.